On Sunday, October 19th, 2025, the area outside the museum's glass pyramid was full of tourists. As usual, people were standing in line for tickets, taking pictures with the museum's iconic glass pyramid, and looking up at the big, beautiful building that held some of the most famous art in the world. Inside, the museum had just opened its doors at its usual hours, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. to the public. Visitors slowly walked around, looking at the shining jewels on display. At the moment, nothing seemed unusual. However, at around 9:30 a.m. local time, just off a quiet street beside the museum's east wing, something else was unfolding. Something that would soon make headlines around the world. A plain white utility truck rolled to a smooth stop near a cluster of scaffolding left by a real renovation crew. Nothing seemed out of place, no shouting, no panic. Only 4 men stepped out. Each wore a construction vest and hard hat, blending in perfectly with the Sunday silence, or so it appeared. To anyone passing by, they were just workers on a routine shift. Without drawing attention, the crew got to work. The crew activated a hydraulic boom lift mounted on the truck bed. It slowly extended upward toward a second-floor window of the Louvre's eastern facade, right where the historic Galerie d'Apollon was housed. It was a quiet corner of the museum, far from the busy main entrance, hidden spot away from the crowds. One of the men stepped onto the lift and rose toward the window. He tapped the glass once, steady, then pulled out an industrial-grade cordless cutter. In less than 90 seconds, the window pane came loose. No alarm sounded. No motion sensors blinked red. The system, though meant to be very secure, had one weak spot, and they found it. They slipped through the opening swiftly. Inside, the gallery was still and bright. There were no guards in sight, only unsuspecting visitors. The thieves moved fast, like a pit crew. From under their vests came battery-powered disc cutters and diamond-edged saws. The hum of tools sliced through the silence as the first glass vitrine cracked under pressure. In a matter of seconds, the team had their hands on some of France's most priceless heirlooms, but they dropped the most precious one. The Louvre opened in 1793, known for the Mona Lisa, Venus de Milo, and Winged Victory of Samothrace. From the outside, the Louvre looked like a strong home for art and history. But on October 19th, 2025, that illusion shattered. Among the stolen goods taken during the heist was a dazzling diadem, a jeweled headband once worn by French royalty, the very symbol of a crown without a throne. Alongside it lay a necklace and earrings once belonging to 2 19th-century queens of France. Next came an emerald necklace and matching earrings once held by Empress Marie-Louise, Napoleon Bonaparte's second wife. Beside those, 2 radiant brooches, one of them belonging to Empress Eugénie, wife of Napoleon III. The jewels had once graced queens and empresses from the 18th, 19th, and early 20th centuries. In less than 3 minutes, they took 8 historic pieces from their glass displays. The heist was nearly finished. The thieves didn't stick around. One by one, they descended the boom lift, exiting through the same lifted window with their haul in hand. They vanished into nearby streets on motorscooters, reportedly Yamaha TMA-X models. Before security even realized what had happened, they were gone, disappearing within minutes into the narrow, maze-like streets of the Marais district. From start to finish, the entire operation lasted barely 4 to 7 minutes. No one was hurt. Visitors and staff were swiftly evacuated as alarms finally rang through the museum's halls. By the time Paris police arrived, the Galerie d'Apollon had already been sealed off and the Louvre evacuated. Hours later, France's embattled President Emmanuel Macron addressed the nation. He vowed that prosecutors would do everything possible to bring the thieves to justice, calling the crime an attack on our heritage, one we cherish because it is our history. One more treasure had been taken: Empress Eugenie's emerald-set imperial crown. Adorned with over 1,300 diamonds, it was among the most dazzling pieces in the collection. But the thieves dropped it during their escape, and it was later found shattered outside the museum gates. French investigators confirmed that after the robbery, the thieves attempted to set fire to the truck-mounted lift they had used to access the Louvre's Galerie d'Apollon, but their effort failed. The stolen jewelry was officially valued at about 88 million euros, around $102 million by Paris public prosecutor Laure Becquot. Because the Louvre is a state museum, the French government will not receive any insurance payout. The state self-insures its national collections. The museum reopened on 22 October 2025, 3 days after the robbery, but the Galerie d'Apollon remains sealed off as forensic investigators continue their work. Meanwhile, fallout has intensified. Louvre director Laurence Descartes was summoned before the French Senate, where she called the theft a terrible failure, and admitted the museum's external camera coverage was inadequate, leaving the entry point unmonitored. She even offered her resignation, which the Culture Ministry refused. In response to mounting criticism, the Ministry of Culture has allocated 12 million euros for urgent security upgrades, covering new surveillance cameras, intrusion detection systems, and improved perimeter defenses. Currently, around 100 investigators are working to identify the 4 masked suspects believed to be part of a highly organized international crime group. Authorities are analyzing DNA, fingerprints, and CCTV footage across Paris, but no arrests have yet been made. After the break-in, one visitor shook his head and said, "You'd think the Louvre, of all places, would have the best security on the planet." It's crazy. I'm thinking an inside job, maybe. Museum employee and union leader Elise Muller spoke candidly. For months, safety and security teams have been warning management about flaws in the system. Every alert was ignored, and now, what we feared has happened: looting, pillaging, and disgrace. Meanwhile, experts doubted the thieves could ever profit. Alexandra Giuchello, president of the Drouot auction house, explained, "These jewels are too famous, too exposed. It's like when the Mona Lisa was stolen. The thief didn't realize the scale of his act. These pieces can't be sold except for the raw materials. Yet, their historical worth is far beyond anything money can measure." The museum was in shock. How could a place so carefully guarded, the most visited museum in the world, be broken into in broad daylight? The investigation is ongoing, and as of the latest reports, the identities of the 4 thieves still remain unknown. It's not clear whether there was help from inside the museum or whether the operation was executed solely by external professionals. What is known is this: the Louvre, once considered nearly impenetrable, had been robbed in a way no one thought possible. Make sure to check out our other videos to watch more stories like this one. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next update.